All right, we're looking at worksheet 90 in your packet, and we're doing volume, prisms and cylinders. And so it isn't, we have it all mixed up now. So some of them will be easier than others, but what you need to remember is that the volume of a cylinder is always the base times height. Remember, that capital B is the area of the base. So if you look at this shape, what is it? It is a triangular prism. So if it helps you to see this, this triangle is your base. This is its parallel side. So these are the two bases, and the rectangles going around the faces. Now, when we were doing surface area, you had to find the area of the triangle and then the area of each rectangle and add them up. We are doing volume. I need to find the area of the triangular base, which notice it's a 90-degree angle. It doesn't have this one marked, but this one is. Find the area of the base and multiply it by the height of the figure. So for this one, the area of the base is 1/2 3 times 4 times the height of the figure 4. So you have two heights going on here. You have one height because you have the height of the triangle, the two-dimensional figure, and you have the overall height of the prism. Oh, and the height, what should we put in there? 4? Yeah, put 4 in there. All right, go ahead, throw that in the calculator and tell me what you get. All right, so you told me 24? And we are going with inches to the power of 3 because we did inches times inches times inches. Okay, with a box, the volume, again, is base times height, but that's length times width times height. Length times width is the area of the base. So your base is 5 by 5. Here's my length, my width, and my height. So 5 times 5 times a height of 3. What do we get? Well, 5 times 5 is 25, right? 25. Yeah, times 3 is 75, but we'd say centimeters cubed. Okay, well, that is the same for number 6 and number 3. And when you look at number 4, it's a triangular prism again. Let's talk about number 5. Again, volume is always area of base times height. What is this figure? Cylinder. So the base is a circle. You have the two circles. Now, for the area of a circle, that's what you're doing. Area of a circle is right here, pi r squared. And so we did create the cylinder, and we put it on our formula sheet for volume, pi r squared, and then times the height. So pi times the radius. What's the radius? 10. Okay, that's important. Pi times 10 squared, and then what's the height of the cylinder? 7. Now, when we go to put this in the calculator, we want the exact, so leave pi. So just take 10 times, or 10 squared, which is 100. 100 times 7 is? Yeah, so the exact answer is 700. Keep the pi. And we would label it yards cubed. The approximate, type 700 pi in the calculator, and it says round to the nearest hundredth in the directions. So what would it be?
2,199.11.
Does anybody agree with that? Huh?
Yeah.
The decimal is 0.11? The approximate? You didn't sound very confident, though.
Yeah,
That's it? Okay. So 2,199.11 yards cubed. Again, I really do think that volume is easier to find than surface area. Surface area, you had to do both circles. You had to find the circumference to wrap the rectangle around here. That was a lot. All right, flip it over. Same idea in 7 and 8, but what is number 9? What are number 9 and 10 called? They're oblique cylinders because they're pushed off to the side. The other ones were right cylinder. Like here's a right cylinder. These are oblique cylinders. Now, when you go to look at it, I still need the height, and they're giving you the height. So they're not trying to trick you. If they would give me the slant height, then I would have to use Pythagorean Theorem. So, to find the volume of this, it's the area of the circle, which is pi times, what's the radius? 5. Yep, pi times 5 squared times the height. The height top to bottom, not the slant height, is 8. That's all I need to do. All right, 5 squared is 25 times 8. I think it should be 200 pi. See if you agree with me. Is that true? All right, so 200 pi what? Feet cubed. All right, what is the approximate nearest hundredth?
628.32.
Does anybody agree with that? Okay, 628.32 feet cubed. All right, then you have number 11. Let's talk about that real quick. What's different about it? It is a right cylinder. Do we agree with that? What? No, this is the regular height. The slant height would be if it's on its angle, but it gives me this diagonal. Doesn't give me the actual height. Or I'm sorry, it does give me the height. It gives me this diagonal.
You need to use Pythagorean Theorem to find the diameter, and then you could half that. And
yeah, do you see, when I do the volume, I need pi r squared h. And I don't know the radius. Okay, so this looks a little upside down. When we did it before, we sort of used this part of it. But this from here to here is the diameter, but it also makes a right triangle. So we have the height, and we have this diagonal. Now, when you go to do Pythagorean Theorem, you need to be very careful. It is 8 squared plus the diameter squared, or b squared, and that equals 10 squared. A lot of people put this in the wrong spot because they want to put 8 squared plus 10 squared. Remember, it's a leg squared plus a leg squared. All right, so what are we getting? I would subtract 64, and I think we should get 36. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right, then what? Square root. So the diameter is 6. But what's the radius? All right, well, then that's what I want to use. Okay, so I am setting you free to finish this.